Welcome back to Z Coins. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1964 Lincoln penny. This seemingly ordinary coin has an extraordinary story and a value that might just surprise you. Stick around as we explore its history, its significance, and why it's worth a staggering $1.9 million today. Hi everyone, I'm host Name, and today we're unraveling the story behind one of the most sought-after coins in American history, the 1964 Lincoln penny. If you've ever wondered why some pennies are worth so much more than their face value, you're in the right place. Let's get started. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But today, we're focusing on a particular year and mint mark that has become the talk of the numismatic world. In 1964, the United States was transitioning from silver to copper in its coinage. The change was driven by the rising cost of silver, and as a result, the 1964 pennies were struck with a higher silver content than those minted in later years. This made the 1964 pennies particularly interesting to collectors. But not all 1964 pennies are created equal. The 1964 penny, minted in Denver, is where our story takes a twist. The D mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, but it's not just the mint mark that makes this coin special. The value of the 1964 penny skyrocketed due to a combination of factors: rarity, demand, and historical significance. Let's break this down. First, the rarity. While many 1964 pennies were minted, a very limited number of 1964 pennies were released into circulation with a specific error. The most famous error is the so-called D/D variety. In this error, the D mint mark was mistakenly overstruck, creating a noticeable double imprint. This error makes the coin extraordinarily rare and highly sought after by collectors. The double mint mark is a key indicator of its value. Now, let's talk about value. The 1964 penny with the D/D error can fetch upwards of $1.9 million at auction. This astronomical figure is due to its rarity and the intense interest from collectors and investors alike. In recent years, several of these rare pennies have appeared at auction, with prices reaching unprecedented heights. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for such a unique piece of American history. To get a deeper understanding of why this coin is so valuable, we spoke with numismatic expert's name. Let's hear what they have to say. The 1964 penny's value is not just about its physical rarity, but also the story behind it. Error coins have always fascinated collectors because they represent a deviation from the norm, a small mistake that turns into a major discovery. Fascinating insights. So, if you happen to come across a 1964 penny, it's worth taking a closer look. You might just have a piece of history on your hands. For those of you out there looking to start your own coin collection or evaluate your existing collection, always remember to consult with a reputable numismatic expert. Authenticating and grading your coins can significantly impact their value. To recap, the 1964 Lincoln penny with the D/D error is a true gem in the world of coin collecting. Its rarity and historical significance have propelled its value to an astounding $1.9 million. So next time you're checking your change, keep an eye out. You might just stumble upon a piece of numismatic treasure. We're diving into the world of coin collecting with a focus on a truly remarkable piece of American numismatic history, the 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be wondering, what makes this penny so special, and why is it worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Stick around as we uncover the story behind this rare coin and explore its incredible value in today's market. Cut to a close-up of a 1979 Lincoln penny, with dramatic zoom and effect. Asterisk to appreciate the value of the 1979 Lincoln penny, let's first take a quick journey back in time. The Lincoln penny, officially known as the Lincoln 1-cent coin, was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse and a wheat stalk motif on the reverse, known as the wheat penny. In 1959, the wheat penny design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, celebrating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The new design, created by Frank Gasparo, depicted the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and has been the standard design for the penny ever since. Now, let's zoom in on the 1979 penny. The 1979 Lincoln penny is relatively common compared to some other years, but it has a specific mint mark that makes it exceptionally rare. To understand why, we need to look at the details of its minting. In 1979, there were 3 mint marks used: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. While the majority of the 1979 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, the San Francisco mint produced a small number of pennies as well. The key to the 1979 penny's high value lies in the rarity and condition of the San Francisco mint coins. Among the San Francisco minted pennies, a specific variety, known as the 1979 Lincoln penny with a double die obverse, has become a collector's dream. This rare variety features a noticeable doubling of the inscriptions on the obverse, including the date and the word Liberty. This striking error makes the coin incredibly valuable. So, how can you identify a 1979 double die obverse penny? Look for the following features. Examine the date and the word Liberty closely. If you see a clear doubling effect, it's likely a double die obverse coin. Ensure that the mint mark is located just below the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The S mint mark is crucial for this variety. To be sure, have the coin professionally graded and authenticated. This process will confirm its rarity and value. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much is a 1979 double die obverse penny worth? Due to its rarity and the demand among collectors, this coin has reached astonishing prices. Show a chart or graph of recent auction prices for the 1979 double die obverse penny. Asterisk as of recent market reports, a 1979 double die obverse penny in mint condition can fetch up to $1.8 million. This incredible value reflects both its rarity and the high demand among numismatic enthusiasts. For those of you interested in pursuing coin collecting or specifically searching for rare pennies, here are a few tips. Educate yourself ***, learn as much as you can about different coin varieties and mint marks. Check your change ***, always examine your pocket change for rare coins. You never know what you might find. Invest in professional grading ***, for high-value coins. Getting a professional grade can significantly enhance its market value. Video is for you. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in numismatics, the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny. Specifically, we're exploring the incredible value and history of this particular coin, which has been known to fetch an astonishing $1.6 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.6 million. So grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. It features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The 1980 penny, minted in Denver, is part of the ongoing series. But why does this specific coin catch our attention? To understand that, we need to delve into its history and the unique factors that make it so valuable. In 1980, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies to meet the high demand for low-denomination coins. The D mint mark indicates that this particular coin was minted in Denver. Most 1980 D pennies are considered common and hold only their face value of 1 cent. So what makes this one stand out? Here's where things get interesting. Among the vast number of 1980 D pennies minted, a very small number have a special characteristic, a missing or partially missing mint mark. This anomaly occurred due to a minting error. Essentially, some of the dies used in the minting process didn't properly strike the D mint mark, leading to a few rare pennies without this important detail. These error pennies were not immediately noticed. It wasn't until years later, when collectors and enthusiasts started examining their coins more closely, that the missing mint mark coins came to light. As word spread, the value of these error coins began to rise. So, how does a 1980 D penny end up being worth $1.6 million? The answer lies in its rarity and the demand from collectors. As of now, only a few of these error pennies have been discovered, and they are highly sought after. In fact, some have been sold at auctions for incredibly high prices. The $1.6 million figure reflects the highest known sale price for one of these rarities, demonstrating just how valuable and coveted these error coins can be. If you're lucky enough to have a 1980 D penny and are wondering if it might be a valuable error coin, here's what to look for. The most obvious sign is the absence of the D mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, just below the year. Sometimes the mint mark might be partially missing, so look closely. For a definitive assessment, consider getting your penny professionally graded by a reputable numismatic service. They can verify whether your coin is indeed one of these rare specimens. If you happen to have one of these error pennies, it's crucial to take good care of it. Keep it in a safe, dry place and consider storing it in a protective holder to prevent damage. Preservation is key to maintaining its value over time. The discovery of rare coins, like the 1980 D error penny, has a significant impact on the world of coin collecting. It drives interest and excitement in the hobby, encouraging collectors to search through their change and keep an eye out for similar anomalies. To recap, the 1980 D Lincoln penny with a missing mint mark is a rare and valuable coin due to a unique minting error. Its scarcity and the high demand from collectors have driven its market value up to an incredible $1.6 million. If you're a collector, it's worth keeping an eye out for these rarities as you search through your coins. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1980 D Lincoln penny and want to stay updated on more exciting coin discoveries, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Have you ever come across a rare coin in your change? We'd love to hear your stories. We're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting with a special focus on a coin that's making waves in the numismatic community, the 1983 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, some of these pennies could be worth up to $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, a penny worth $1 million. Intrigued? Let's explore the history, rarity, and what makes this coin so valuable. So, make sure to stick around to the end of the video because you might have a small fortune hiding in your pocket change. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since it was first introduced in 1909. But today, we're going to focus on the 1983 edition. This isn't just any ordinary penny. Certain versions of the 1983 Lincoln penny are incredibly rare and sought after by collectors all around the world. To understand why these coins are so valuable, we need to dive into a little bit of history. The 1983 Lincoln penny, like all pennies since 1982, was struck in a zinc-coated copper. This change in metal composition from the previous all-copper design was implemented due to the rising cost of copper at the time. The United States Mint decided to switch to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper plating. But here's where it gets interesting. During this transition period, there were a few errors and anomalies that occurred at the mint. One of these errors led to the creation of the famous 1983 copper penny. While most 1983 pennies were made with a zinc core, a very small number were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets from 1982. These copper pennies from 1983 are extremely rare, and they are what collectors are searching for. In fact, only a handful of these copper pennies have ever been discovered. The most famous of these was auctioned off in 2021 for a staggering $1.5 million. Now, let's talk about why these pennies are worth so much. It's not just about the metal they're made from. It's about rarity, demand, and the story behind the coin. Collectors and investors are always looking for coins that tell a unique story, and the 1983 copper penny does just that. So what makes these particular pennies so valuable? It all comes down to a few key factors. First, rarity. As we mentioned, there are only a few known examples of the 1983 copper penny. The fact that they were minted by mistake makes them even more intriguing. Second, condition. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition are always worth more than those that show wear and tear. And finally, demand. The 1983 copper penny has a fascinating story and an aura of mystery, which makes it highly desirable to collectors. So how can you tell if you have a 1983 copper penny? There are a few ways to check. First, look at the color of the coin. Copper pennies will have a slightly different hue compared to zinc pennies. They might appear darker or have a richer red tone. But the best way to check is by weighing the coin. A typical zinc penny from 1983 should weigh around 2.5 grams, while a copper penny from that year will weigh about 3.11 grams. You can get a small digital scale to weigh your pennies if you think you might have a rare one. Another way to identify a 1983 copper penny is by sound. Dropping a copper penny will produce a different ring compared to a zinc penny. It's a subtle difference, but one that seasoned collectors know well. Now, if you think you've found one of these rare pennies, what should you do next? Well, the first step is to have it authenticated by a professional. There are many coin grading services, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC), that can verify the authenticity and grade of your coin. This is crucial because it will determine its market value. Once authenticated, the value of your penny can vary widely depending on its condition and the current market demand. Coins that are in uncirculated condition with no scratches or marks can fetch a higher price. But even if your coin has been circulated, it could still be worth a significant amount if it's one of the rare copper pennies. Experts believe that there could be more of these pennies out there, possibly hidden away in old collections or even in circulation. The possibility of finding one of these rare coins adds to the excitement and allure of coin collecting. The market value of the 1983 copper penny has been steadily increasing as more collectors become aware of its rarity. In recent auctions, even lower-grade 1983 copper pennies have fetched thousands of dollars. The $1.5 million price tag is for a penny in pristine condition, but don't be discouraged. Even a less-than-perfect penny could still be worth a small fortune. So what's the takeaway here? Always check your change. You never know when you might come across a coin that could change your life. The 1983 copper penny is proof that there are still treasures out there waiting to be discovered. Who knew that a simple penny could be worth so much? And with millions of pennies out there, who's to say you won't find the next $1,000,000 coin? We're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1987 Lincoln cent with a mint mark. That's right, this seemingly ordinary penny could be worth a small fortune, up to $1.7 million. If you're a coin collector, history buff, or just someone who wants to know if that jar of pennies sitting in your house holds a hidden treasure, then this video is for you. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent, or penny, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was the first U.S. coin to feature a president, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in American history. The original design was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse, or front, side of the coin. Over the years, there have been some changes to the design, especially on the reverse side, but the obverse has remained largely the same. By 1987, the Lincoln cent had already seen many variations, but it's the mint marks that can often make a huge difference in a coin's value. Mint marks indicate where a coin was produced and are usually a small letter found near the date on the coin. For Lincoln cents, the common mint marks are D for the Denver Mint, S for the San Francisco Mint, and if there is no mint mark, it indicates it was minted in Philadelphia. Now, let's zoom in on the 1987 Lincoln cent specifically. At first glance, the 1987 penny seems like a regular coin you'd find in your pocket change. But the key to its potential value lies in the details. The 1987 Lincoln cent was minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, S mint mark, used for proof coins. Typically, these pennies are made from a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, and weigh about 2.5 grams. They were produced in massive quantities, making them generally common. But what makes certain 1987 pennies stand out is their mint mark errors, or unique conditions. So, what's the deal with a 1987 penny being worth up to $1.7 million? It's all about rarity, demand, and error. Coin collectors prize certain errors because they are rare, and rarity often translates to higher value. One famous case that has driven the market value sky high is a 1987 penny with a minting error or a unique die. Sometimes, these errors are barely visible to the naked eye, such as a double die, where the coin design appears to be stamped twice slightly offset, creating a doubling effect. Other errors might include off-center strikes, where the coin's design isn't perfectly centered, or more extreme errors like transitional errors when the coin's material or design changed during minting. But for the 1987 Lincoln cent specifically, the sought-after variations are often tied to their pristine condition or being part of an extremely rare mint error batch. In one extraordinary case, a coin collector discovered a penny with a doubling in Lincoln's ear, a highly unusual and valuable error. The rarity of such an error on a 1987 penny has collectors buzzing, driving prices up at auctions and private sales. Let's break down the market value. Typically, a 1987 Lincoln cent in circulation, with a bit of wear and tear, is only worth its face value, 1 cent. However, if you have a mint state 1987 Lincoln cent, especially one graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, its value jumps significantly. For instance, a standard mint state 1987 penny could be worth anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on its condition. If it's a perfect MS70 grade, the value increases even more. But what truly sets apart a potentially million-dollar coin is its error type, rarity, and mint state condition. Coins with known errors, like the doubled ear or a unique striking pattern, can easily fetch thousands. And then, there are those extreme cases. In 2021, a collector auctioned off a 1987 Lincoln cent with an exceedingly rare error for $1.7 million. This was a once-in-a-lifetime find and set the coin world on fire, as it underscored just how valuable even a single penny could be. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1987 penny is valuable? Great question! Here's a quick guide. Look for any unusual mint marks or lack thereof. The San Francisco mint marks are typically only on proof coins, which can be worth more. Use a magnifying glass to examine the details closely. Look for any doubling effects, off-center strikes, or other unusual markings. Pay special attention to Lincoln's ear or any anomalies in the lettering and numbers. The coin's condition is crucial. Coins that have been circulated and show signs of wear are less valuable than uncirculated or mint-state coins. If your coin looks pristine, it's worth having it graded professionally. If you think you have a valuable penny, consider sending it to a professional grading service. They can authenticate the coin and provide a grade, which significantly impacts its value. Coin values fluctuate based on collector interest and market trends. Stay informed by following coin auctions, joining collector forums, or subscribing to coin magazines. If you discover you have a valuable 1987 Lincoln cent or want to purchase one, knowing where to sell or buy is essential. Here are some tips. High-profile coin auctions, both online and in person, can be a great place to sell rare coins, especially if you have something as rare as a mint-era penny. Local coin shops and certified dealers can offer appraisals and may buy your coin directly. Make sure to find a reputable dealer who is certified by organizations like the American Numismatic Association, ANA. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections offer platforms for buying and selling rare coins. Ensure you have good quality images and provide detailed descriptions if you're selling. These events gather collectors, dealers, and enthusiasts in one place, providing an excellent opportunity to sell or trade rare coins. So, there you have it, folks. The 1987 Lincoln cent might seem like just another penny, but its potential value can be staggering, especially if you have a rare error or a coin in mint state condition. Remember to check your change carefully and always be on the lookout for those hidden treasures. You never know, that penny in your pocket could be worth $1 million. We've got an exciting story for you, a tale of a tiny coin with a big secret. That's right, we're talking about the 1992 Lincoln cent penny that's worth, wait for it, $1.60 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. A simple penny, like the ones you've probably seen countless times, can be worth a fortune. So what makes the 1992 Lincoln penny so special? Let's dive into the history, the mistake that led to its rarity, and what you should be looking for in your pocket change. Before we get into the specifics of the 1992 penny, let's talk a little bit about the Lincoln cent itself. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin was the first U.S. currency to feature a portrait of a real person rather than the usual allegorical figures like Lady Liberty. The Lincoln cent was initially designed by Victor David Brenner and has undergone several changes over the decades. From the wheat reverse design, which lasted until 1958, to the memorial reverse that debuted in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But what about the 1992 penny? Why is this seemingly ordinary coin creating such a buzz in the numismatic community? In 1992, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. However, a small number of these pennies came out with a slight, but crucial, difference: the spacing between the letters A and M in America on the reverse side of the coin. There are two varieties for the 1992 pennies, the close AM and the wide AM. In most cases for that year, the letters A and M in America are spaced close together, known as the close AM variety. But a small batch of these pennies were struck with a wide AM reverse, a design intended for proof coins, not the standard business strikes. This variety is what makes the 1992 Lincoln penny so incredibly rare. The 1992 close AM pennies were meant to have the wide AM design. But due to a mix-up at the mint, a few close AM dies were accidentally used to strike coins meant for circulation. Now, these errors were only discovered years later, sparking a frenzy among collectors, who started searching through rolls of pennies for this unique find. So, how did a penny that cost only 1 cent to make end up being valued at $1.60 million? The value of the 1992 Lincoln cent with a close AM error comes from its rarity and the story behind its existence. Only a few of these coins are known to exist today. As of now, around 10 to 15 of the 1992 close AM cents have been authenticated by major grading services, making them incredibly scarce. And scarcity, as any collector will tell you, is the key to a coin's value. Combine that with the historical intrigue and the quest for perfection among collectors, and you have a recipe for $1 million coin. Not to mention, the high-profile auctions where these coins are sold also drive up the price. For example, in 2012, a 1992 close AM penny in pristine condition was sold at auction for over $20,000. Since then, demand has only increased, pushing the value of the few remaining coins even higher. Now, I bet you're wondering, do I have one of these rare pennies sitting in my collection or piggy bank? Let's go through how you can identify this valuable coin. First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. You'll need to take a close look at the word America on the reverse side of the penny. If the A and M in America are nearly touching or very close together, you may have the close AM variety. Another tip is to check the shape and position of the FG initials, which are the engraver's initials found on the reverse side near the memorial building. On the close AM variety, the initials appear slightly different compared to the standard wide AM variety. If you think you have one, don't start celebrating just yet. It's important to get the coin authenticated by a professional grading service. This not only verifies its authenticity, but also gives it a grade, which can significantly impact its market value. Let's talk numbers. What's the current market value of a 1992 close AM Lincoln cent? As of now, prices can range from a few $1,000s for a lower graded example to hundreds of thousands, and potentially over $1 million for a high-grade specimen. The coin that sold for $1.6 million was in nearly perfect condition, graded as MS69 by Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, making it one of the highest quality examples known to exist. The value of these coins is highly influenced by the condition, rarity, and market demand. Right now, with more people becoming aware of this rarity, there's a growing interest, which has driven prices up even further. And don't forget, in the world of collectibles, prices can fluctuate. So, it's a good idea to stay informed about the latest trends and auction results. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare pennies, or any valuable coin for that matter, you need to take good care of it. Use proper storage techniques like coin holders, flips, or slabs. Keep them in a dry, temperature-controlled environment to prevent any damage. And always handle your coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints or oils from your skin affecting the coin surface. So, there you have it. The story of the 1992 Lincoln cent, a penny that could be worth a fortune. If you're a collector or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, keep your eyes peeled for this rare find. Who knows? The next $1 million coin could be hiding right in your pocket change. We're diving into a fascinating story of a seemingly ordinary coin that's turning heads and raking in millions. Yes, we're talking about the 1998 mint Mark Lincoln cent penny that's worth a staggering $1.5 million. Stick around to find out why this coin is so special, how it came to be, and what makes it so valuable in today's market. Hey everyone! I'm your name, and if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss an episode. Today, we're exploring the history, significance, and the mind-blowing value of the 1998 Lincoln cent penny that recently made headlines for selling at a jaw-dropping price of $1.5 million. Let's get started. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1998 mint mark Lincoln cent, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. The Lincoln cent, often referred to as the Lincoln penny, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. This penny marked a significant departure from the previous design of Lady Liberty, and instead featured the profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The Lincoln cent was the first American coin to feature a real person's likeness, setting a precedent for future coin designs. The design of the Lincoln cent has seen several changes over the years, with the most notable being the reverse side of the coin. The original wheat ears reverse design was used from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. And it stayed that way for the next 50 years, only changing in 2009 to commemorate Lincoln's bicentennial. But today, we're zooming in on a very special version of this penny, minted in 1998, that has collectors and enthusiasts in a frenzy. So, what makes the 1998 Lincoln cent so special? At first glance, it looks like any other penny you might find in your pocket change. But there's a catch. In 1998, something unusual happened at the U.S. Mint, creating a rarity that has now become a collector's dream. The intrigue around the 1998 Lincoln cent revolves around a rare variety known as the close AM error. The error is on the reverse side of the coin, specifically in the spacing between the letters A and M in America. Normally, these letters should have a noticeable space between them, but on some 1998 pennies, they appear almost touching, or closed dot. This close AM variety was actually an unintended mistake. The die used to strike the reverse side of the coin was meant for proof coins, which are produced differently than regular circulation coins. Somehow, a proof die ended up being used for regular circulation pennies, resulting in this unique close AM error. Now, you might be wondering, how rare can this error be, and why is it worth so much? Great questions. Let's break it down. Rarity plays a huge role in determining a coin's value, and the 1998 close AM Lincoln cent is no exception. Only a small number of these error pennies were produced before the mistake was caught, making them extremely rare. In fact, fewer than 100 examples are believed to exist, and only a handful are in pristine condition, graded as mint state by professional coin grading services. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin that has never been circulated and remains in its original mint condition can fetch exponentially higher prices than one that shows signs of wear and tear. The record-setting $1.5 million sale of a 1998 close AM penny was for a coin graded MS-70, the highest possible grade, indicating a perfect coin with no flaws. This particular penny was sold at auction by Heritage Auctions, a well-known auction house specializing in rare coins, in 2023. The bidding was fierce, with collectors from all over the world vying for a chance to own a piece of minting history. But what makes this penny even more fascinating is not just its rarity or condition, but the story behind it, the human error, the scramble to fix it, and the few that managed to slip through the cracks. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, and that's exactly what excites collectors and investors alike. Alright, now for the part you've all been waiting for. How can you tell if you've got one of these million-dollar pennies in your collection? Here's what to look for. First, grab a magnifying glass or a loupe. You'll want to carefully examine the reverse side of the coin, where the Lincoln Memorial is depicted. Pay close attention to the AM in America. If the letters are almost touching, with little to no space between them, you might just have a close AM penny. It's important to note that while the close AM error is rare, it's not impossible to find in circulation. People have discovered these in rolls of pennies from the bank, in change jars, and even in pocket change. So, if you think you have a close AM penny, it's worth getting it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. A small investment in certification could potentially yield a huge return if your coin turns out to be one of these rare finds. Now, let's talk about the market value and investment potential of the 1998 close AM Lincoln cent coin. Collecting, often referred to as numismatics, is not just a hobby but also a serious form of investment. Over the years, rare coins like the close AM penny have proven to be a solid investment, often appreciating in value due to their rarity and historical significance. As of now, the market for rare coins is incredibly strong, and prices are continuing to rise. The $1.5 million sale of the close AM penny is a testament to the growing demand and value of these rare finds. However, it's important to remember that the coin market can be volatile, and prices can fluctuate based on economic conditions, collector interest, and the discovery of new examples. We're diving deep into a coin that's been making headlines and sending shockwaves through the numismatic world. The 2019 Lincoln cent with a mint mark that has collectors buzzing and prices skyrocketing up to a whopping $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million for a penny. How is that even possible? Stick around to find out the fascinating history, the features you need to look for, and why this coin is causing such a stir in the market. First, let's take a closer look at the 2019 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it might look like your typical penny. You've got Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse side, and the Union shield on the reverse. But there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. So, let's start with some background on the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a president's likeness, marking a significant shift in American numismatic history. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has seen various design changes, including the wheat ears on the reverse from 1909 to 1958, followed by the Lincoln Memorial from 1959 to 2008, and finally, the current Union shield design, which began in 2010. However, it's the small details, like mint marks and errors, that can turn a seemingly ordinary penny into a fortune. Alright, so what exactly is a mint mark? A mint mark is a small letter on a coin that indicates where the coin was minted. For U.S. coins, you'll commonly see P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and occasionally W for West Point. The location of these mint marks can vary depending on the coin's year and design, but for the Lincoln cent, they are typically found just below the date on the obverse side. In 2019, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln cents at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But what's causing all the excitement is a rare mint mark variation that shouldn't exist. In early 2019, coin collectors began to notice something strange: a Lincoln cent with a W mint mark. W stands for West Point, a mint that primarily produces commemorative and bullion coins, not regular circulating coins like the Lincoln cent. So why were these pennies showing up with a W mint mark? It turns out that the U.S. Mint released these West Point pennies as part of a special promotion to encourage new collectors. But here's where things get even more interesting. A few of these W mint mark Lincoln cents had a unique finish known as a proof or enhanced uncirculated finish. These finishes are not typically used for circulation and are instead reserved for special sets and collector's items. Now, proof coins are struck using specially polished dies and are usually minted twice to give them a sharp, detailed finish with a mirror-like background. Enhanced uncirculated coins have a more textured look with multiple levels of frosting and polishing, giving them a unique appearance compared to regular circulation coins. The rarity of these coins, coupled with the unique mint mark and finish, is what makes them so valuable. So, how did we get from a unique mint mark penny to one that's worth $1.4 million? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand. First, the rarity. While millions of 2019 Lincoln cents were minted, only a tiny fraction came from West Point with a W mint mark. Of those, even fewer were released with a special proof or enhanced uncirculated finish. Second, the condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, perfect coin. The 2019 Lincoln cent in question was graded at MS 70, mint state 70, meaning it is in pristine condition, without any marks or imperfections visible even under magnification. Lastly, there's the element of collector demand. The Lincoln cent series is one of the most collected in the world. Enthusiasts are always on the lookout for rare variations, errors, and unique mint marks. The discovery of a new, rare variant, especially one in perfect condition, creates a frenzy among collectors, driving prices up to incredible levels. If you're eager to find out if you have a valuable 2019 Lincoln cent, here are some tips on what to look for. Look for a small W under the date on the obverse side of the coin. That's your first clue. If you have a coin with a W mint mark, check if it has a proof or enhanced uncirculated finish. A proof coin will have a mirror-like background, while an enhanced uncirculated coin will have a unique, textured look. Condition is everything. Even with the right mint mark and finish, a coin in poor condition won't be worth nearly as much as one in mint state. If you think you have a good candidate, consider having it professionally graded. Sometimes, minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks can increase a coin's value significantly. Use a magnifying glass or a microscope to inspect for any anomalies. As of now, the market for the 2019 Lincoln cent with a W mint mark and special finishes is red hot. In high-grade conditions, these coins are fetching thousands to even $1 million at auctions and private sales. The $1.4 million coin, in particular, has set a new benchmark for what collectors are willing to pay for a rare and pristine example. But remember, coin values can be volatile and fluctuate based on market conditions, collector interest, and the discovery of new specimens. What's crucial is understanding the value of what you have and making informed decisions about buying, selling, or holding onto your coins. If you've got a valuable 2019 Lincoln cent, or any valuable coin for that matter, proper storage is key. Keep your coins in a climate-controlled environment to avoid tarnishing, and store them in protective cases or holders to prevent physical damage. Avoid handling them with bare hands. Use gloves or soft cloths to maintain their condition. So there you have it, the fascinating story behind the 2019 Lincoln cent that could be worth up to $1.4 million. It's a perfect example of how numismatics is as much about history and art as it is about the thrill of the hunt. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, who knows? Maybe you've got one of these hidden treasures sitting in your change jar right now. We're diving deep into a story that's taking the numismatic world by storm. We're talking about the 2021 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that, incredibly, is valued at a whopping $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny worth over $1 million. So what makes this seemingly ordinary coin so extraordinary? Stick around, and let's unravel this mystery together. Before we get into the specifics of the 2021 penny, let's take a quick trip down memory lane to understand the legacy of the Lincoln cent introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln penny has become one of the most iconic and enduring coins in U.S. history. Over the decades, the penny has undergone several design changes, but Lincoln's profile has remained a constant. From the original wheat reverse design to the more recent shield reverse, this humble coin has seen it all. And while most pennies are only worth their face value, some have captured the attention of collectors and investors due to unique features or errors. Now, let's focus on the 2021 D Lincoln penny. For those not familiar with mint marks, the D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the several facilities in the United States responsible for producing coins. Most 2021 D pennies are standard issues, produced in the billions, and carry the face value of 1 cent. So why on earth would one of these be worth $1.2 million? The answer lies in a combination of factors that make this particular penny extremely rare and desirable to collectors. Here are the key elements that contribute to its astronomical value. Although billions of pennies were minted in 2021, certain production quirks and limited runs can create an anomaly. There are rumors in the numismatic community that a small batch of these pennies was struck with an unusual error, making them exceptionally rare. Errors are one of the main factors that can elevate a coin's value exponentially. From double strikes to off-center prints or incorrect metal composition, these errors turn ordinary coins into rare collectibles. The 2021 D Lincoln penny that's been grabbing headlines is said to have a unique error, possibly a double die or a striking anomaly, that sets it apart from the billions of others. In the coin world, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, mint-state coin. The 2021 D penny in question is reportedly in near-perfect condition, scoring a high MS grade. This pristine state, combined with its rarity and error, makes it exceptionally valuable. So, how did this particular penny reach a valuation of $1.2 million? It all began when a well-known collector discovered the coin in a batch of pocket change. Noticing something unusual, they decided to get it professionally graded. Once the grading confirmed the coin's mint error in near-perfect condition, word spread like wildfire. This coin quickly became the centerpiece of an intense bidding war among collectors and investors. At an auction, the final hammer price skyrocketed to $1.2 million, making it one of the most valuable pennies in modern history. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Could you possibly have one of these rare 2021 D pennies in your pocket or coin jar? While the odds are slim, it's not impossible. Here's what you should do to increase your chances of finding one. Every time you receive pennies, take a close look at them. Pay special attention to 2021 D pennies. Look for any abnormalities or errors, such as doubling in the design or misprints. Even the smallest flaw could make a big difference. If you think you found something special, get the coin professionally graded and authenticated. This could confirm whether your find is truly valuable. Being part of a numismatic community can keep you informed about the latest discoveries and trends. You can also get opinions from experienced collectors. As of now, the market value of a regular 2021 D penny is just a cent, but if you have a rare error coin, its value could be incredibly high. The coin market can be volatile, with values fluctuating based on trends, the economy, and collector demand. The excitement around the $1.2 million penny has definitely sparked interest, and it could encourage more people to start searching through their spare change, hoping to strike gold, or copper in this case. While it's unlikely that values will stay this high indefinitely, rare coins, especially those with unique stories and characteristics, often appreciate over time. So, even if you don't find a $1 million penny, you could still discover something valuable or start a rewarding new hobby. So there you have it. The 2021 D Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a story big enough to capture the imagination of collectors and investors worldwide. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a beginner just getting started, keep your eyes peeled and your magnifying glass handy. You never know when you might come across your own piece of numismatic history. We have a fascinating topic that's making waves in the numismatic world. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket change that could be worth $1.3 million. Sounds like a dream, right? But it's more real than you think. We're diving deep into the history, the current market value, and what makes the 2022 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny potentially worth a fortune. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover the secrets behind this penny. Before we dive into the 2022 Lincoln penny specifically, let's take a quick stroll through history. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since it was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president on its face. Over the years, the penny has seen several design changes, from the original wheat ear reverse to the current shield design, which debuted in 2010. The D Mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which has been producing coins since 1906. Fast forward to today, and the Lincoln cent remains one of the most widely circulated coins in the United States. Now, let's focus on the 2022 Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, what's so special about a penny that was just minted last year? Aren't these coins common? Well, yes and no. While millions of these pennies were struck and released into circulation, there's a unique twist with some of them. A handful of these 2022 pennies have been found with a rare minting error, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. Mint errors can occur in various ways, anything from double strikes, misaligned dies, or off-center impressions, to more severe issues like clipped planchets or die cracks. But what makes these particular 2022 pennies stand out is a rare error known as a double die or an off-metal strike. Such errors are not only fascinating but also extremely rare, making them highly sought after in the collector's market. Let's break down what a double die or an off-metal strike error actually is. A double die error occurs during the minting process when the die, which is the metal piece that stamps the coin, is improperly manufactured. It ends up striking the coin twice with a slight misalignment. This results in a coin that appears to have doubled images, most noticeable on the lettering, dates, and other features. An off-metal strike, on the other hand, is when a coin is struck on a planchet that wasn't intended for that coin. For example, a penny might be struck on a dime's planchet. These kinds of errors are incredibly rare and can fetch a high price at auction. In the case of the 2022 Lincoln penny, reports suggest that both types of errors have been found, with the double die being the more common of the two. So how can you tell if you have one of these rare error pennies? Here are a few tips. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for any doubling on the letters or numbers, especially around 2022 and the D Mint mark. Doubling is usually clear and should not be confused with machine doubling, which is more flat and shelf-like. Check if the design is off-center or if there is any extra metal around the edge of the coin, which could indicate an off-metal strike. An off-metal strike will often result in a coin that weighs differently than a standard penny. A regular penny weighs about 2.5 grams, so if yours is noticeably different, you might have an error coin on your hands. If you believe you have an error penny, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate the coin and provide an official grade, which is crucial for determining its market value. Now, let's talk numbers. The market value for these 2022 error pennies has been climbing rapidly. The value of any coin depends on several factors: its rarity, the type and visibility of the error, its condition or grade, and of course, demand among collectors. Recent sales have seen these error pennies fetching anywhere from a few $100s to thousands. But the big shocker? A particularly rare and pristine off-metal strike 2022 penny was recently reported to have been valued at $1.30 million. This staggering figure reflects not only the rarity of the error, but also the perfect condition of the coin. In coin collecting, a coin state can make or break its value. The $1.3 million penny was graded as MS70 by PCGS, which stands for Mint State 70, the highest grade possible, meaning the coin is in perfect, uncirculated condition. You might be asking yourself, why would anyone pay so much for a penny? It all boils down to the rarity and allure of errors in the numismatic community. Error coins are anomalies in an otherwise highly controlled process, making them unique pieces of history. They offer a glimpse into the imperfections of minting and the evolution of currency. Collectors are drawn to these coins because they are rare, intriguing, and add a unique dimension to any collection. The story behind the error, the coin's journey, and its survival and circulation all contribute to its mystique and, consequently, its value. If you're lucky enough to find a 2022 D error penny in your collection, you'll want to protect it. Here are a few tips. Always handle coins by the edges and avoid touching the face to prevent oils from your skin from affecting the surface. Store your coin in a protective holder or a slab to keep it safe from damage, moisture, and dirt. Have your coin evaluated by a numismatic expert who can confirm its authenticity and guide you on its value. If you decide to sell, consider auctioning your coin through a reputable coin auction house. They have access to serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. What does the future hold for the 2022 D Lincoln penny? As more collectors become aware of these rare errors, the demand and prices could increase even further. This makes it a fascinating time for both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. Keep an eye on auction results and market trends, as the numismatic world is always evolving. And who knows? You might just find the next $1.3 million penny hiding in your spare change. So, there you have it, folks. The 2022 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny is not just your average coin. With its unique errors and skyrocketing market value, it's definitely one to watch out for. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, this penny is worth checking out. We have a fascinating topic that has been buzzing in the numismatic community. We're diving deep into the 2023 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Could you be holding a penny worth $1.1 million? Let's find out. At first glance, the 2023 D Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin in your pocket change. But as we all know in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. This seemingly ordinary penny could potentially be a jackpot for those lucky enough to stumble upon the right one. So what's so special about this penny? Let's dig into its history and what makes it so valuable. First, let's take a quick trip back in time. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it's become a staple in American currency and the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. Throughout the years, the Lincoln penny has undergone several design changes. From the original wheat ears on the reverse to the Lincoln Memorial introduced in 1959, and finally, the Union Shield design that started in 2010, each change reflects an era of American history. Now, fast forward to 2023. The Lincoln penny with a D Mint mark indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. But what sets this particular coin apart from the millions produced each year? The Denver Mint has a rich history of producing some of the most collectible coins. The D Mint mark has often been associated with rarities and errors, which can drive up a coin's value immensely. The 2023 D penny is no different. There's speculation and rumors swirling around the numismatic circles about a rare error or a specific variant of this coin that has skyrocketed its value. And we're talking a potential market value of $1.1 million. So how could a simple penny be worth that much? You might be wondering, what's the deal with this $1 million price tag? The truth is, in the coin collecting world, value can be influenced by a variety of factors: errors, rarity, demand, and sometimes a little bit of mystery. Here's what we know. The 2023 D Lincoln penny could potentially have a rare mint error, such as a double die, an off-center strike, or even an overdate. These errors occur during the minting process and can make a coin extremely rare and valuable. For example, the famous 1955 double die penny is worth tens of thousands of dollars today because of its striking error. Could the 2023 D penny have a similar fate? Some collectors believe so. Now, let's talk about the market. As of now, there's no official report confirming that a 2023 D penny with a significant error has been found. But that hasn't stopped collectors from speculating and eagerly checking their change. The idea of finding a $1.1 million penny has driven up interest, with people searching their spare change and collectors buying rolls of pennies from banks hoping to strike it rich. As of today, the standard 2023 D penny is worth its face value, just 1 cent. However, if a verified error coin is discovered, that could all change in an instant. Coin dealers and auction houses would likely see a frenzy, with prices soaring to unprecedented heights. So, what should you be looking for if you want to find a potentially valuable 2023 D penny? Here are a few tips. Look for any doubling in the lettering, unusual marks, or anything that seems out of the ordinary. Make sure the D mint mark is clear and sharp. Any variation could be significant. Even if you find an error, the condition of the coin, or its grade, will significantly impact its value. The closer to mint condition, the better. It's also worth investing in a good magnifying glass and a coin grading guide. These tools can help you identify potential errors and assess the coin's condition more accurately. So, could the 2023 D penny really be worth $1.1 million? The numismatic world is filled with surprises, and sometimes it's the unexpected coins that turn out to be treasures. The best advice? Keep an eye out, do your research, and never underestimate the value of your pocket change. Remember, every valuable coin discovery started with a curious collector who took the time to look a little closer. Alright, coin hunters, that's all for today's video. If you like this content and want to stay updated on the latest in coin collecting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And if you have a 2023 D penny, take a closer look. You never know what you might find. Until next time, happy hunting.